If you've ever felt like something's off with your outfit, but you can't quite figure out why, this video is for you. Today, I'm gonna teach you my #1 fashion tip, how to dress for your body type. Now, the wrong cut, shape, or fit of clothing can dramatically change your perception of your own body. So in this video, we're gonna cover the 6 main body types, how to actually find your body type, outfit examples, and easy swaps to show off your best features. Let's go! Quick disclaimer, every body type is beautiful and you can actually wear whatever the fuck you want. This should be educating. I wanna help boost your self-confidence and style and make shopping easier. But if you're doing this because of others' perceptions of you or because you feel undesirable, scroll away. You cannot style yourself into love with yourself. Onwards. Now, these are the most common 6 body types: triangle, inverted triangle, rectangle, hourglass, diamond, and oval. But before we get into that, let me tell you the quickest way to find your body type. Get a measuring tape and maybe a friend to help you, and measure your shoulders, bust, waist, and hips. Write these down and keep them close by because these will determine what category of body type you fit into. Now, the main goal of dressing for your body type is to create harmony and balance with what your mama gave you, not to hide it or wish for different. It's also extremely subjective and every body is different. And these are just tips I've gotten from various fashion experts online and personal discovery, but none of these are Bible. Do you? Let's get into it. First up, we have the triangle body type, also known as the pear. This body type features narrower shoulders, a defined waist, and wider hips. The key to styling this shape is balancing proportions by widening the upper body. Okay, to create balance, choose tops that add volume, texture, or visual interest to your upper body. This can be achieved through bold patterns and colors to bring the eyes upwards, layered or structured fabrics like knit, lace, denim, flattering necklines such as boat neck, cowl, sweetheart, and off the shoulder, shoulder padding or looser short sleeves for added width at the top, and tops that stop at the hip line to keep that defined waist. Here are some great examples. Also, every piece of clothing that I show you, I will link in the description below to make shopping easier. Now, your hips are already beautiful, so we just have to balance them out with the upper body. Dark, simple designs are great for a streamlined look. Relaxed fits like straight leg, wide leg, flared, or boot cut, and you want a mid to high rise waist to elongate the leg line and create harmony with the torso. Here are some of my favorite options. Now, when it comes to skirts, drapey, soft material that skims over the hip work best. A-line, tulip, and bias cuts to balance proportions. If you want a mini length skirt, I'd go for a flared silhouette. And if it's your knee length or longer, go for a tapered skirt. Here are some recommendations. And for dresses, you can just follow the same rules as tops and skirts. Now, we want to create structure and balance. So lean towards jackets with shoulder pads, collars, breast lapels, or other chest details. Crop jackets are really good to balance the upper body. Otherwise, you want to go mid-thigh to skim the hips. For coats, belted or high-waist designs with an A-line silhouette will look great on this body type. Try to avoid boxy or like super flared coats, and any with too much detail or pockets around the waist because they just add bulk. Here are some great options. Now, my smart swap for this body type is swap your flat, square-toed shoes for pointy shoes. Whether it's ballet flat or heels, you'll be amazed at how much it elongates the leg line. And this would be my outfit recommendation for a triangle body type. And remember, like I said, all these outfits are shoppable in my description below. Next up, we have the inverted triangle body shape, the opposite of the one before. This body type is characterized by broader shoulders and a narrower waist and hips. The goal when dressing is to soften the shoulders and add volume to the lower body for a harmonious look. Now, to achieve balance, we want to keep the upper body simple and streamlined while choosing necklines that soften the shoulders. So deep and narrow neckline, like V-neck, U-neck, and asymmetrical cuts. If you have a smaller bust, halter necks are great, but always make sure you tie in the waist with a belt or cinching. If you're going for a short sleeve, keep it fitted, long sleeve, loose, flared, or bell sleeves. Now, ideally, you want tops that extend to your hip to avoid cutting off the waist. A safe bet will always be a top with a cinched waist and a flare hemline. Here are some of my favorite picks. Now, your trousers should visually widen the hips to balance the upper body. The best options include baggier styles like wide leg, flare, or culottes, bright or lighter colors to draw attention to the lower body, and we want to embellish. So chunky belts, pockets, patterns, prints are really good at adding volume. And you want to stick with a mid or low-rise pant to elongate the waistline. These are some great options. Flattering skirt styles include A-line, flared, pleated, always safe, and you can even get away with a straight cut. You want to go for heavier fabrics like leather, woven materials, or a structured denim, because they create more volume. And details like ruffles, belts, wraps, or overlays are great at creating that balance. Here are some of my favorite picks. Now, the key here is to de-emphasize the shoulders whilst highlighting the waist, which sounds tricky, but here's some tips. Avoid shoulder pads. and opt for small collars or single-breasted styles. You want all your larger details like pockets to be below the waistline. Similar to tops, belted or cinch waist styles will work best, especially if they have a light flare at the bottom. If the jacket's straight cut, you want it to have a nip at the waist, and softer drapier fabrics are a must to not add bulk on the top. And if you're wanting a long coat, just make sure it has a flare at the bottom, like these. Now my smart swap for this body type is so simple, but if you wear short necklaces, change to a longer one that sits around your sternum. It's incredible how this tweak softens the shoulders and elongates the torso. So this would be my outfit recommendation. The rectangle body type is categorized by balanced shoulders, waist, and hips, with little definition between them. Therefore, the goal when dressing this body type is to enhance your natural symmetry and give the illusion of a waistline. With tops, we want to create curves and define the waistline. So wide and lower necklines, like deep V, boat, and scoop necks, are really good for giving the illusion of broader shoulders and a slimming waist. But if you prefer to actually elongate your frame, halter tops, funnel necklines, and turtlenecks work great, but make sure they're paired with either a belt or an asymmetric hemline. Loose, wide, and flared sleeves. Shirts should always finish at hip, not waist, to avoid that boxy look. And soft drapey material is your best friend for creating a more fluid silhouette. These would be my top picks for the rectangular body shape. Now, to add shape and movement to the bottom half, wide leg pants, especially high-waisted ones. But if high-rise isn't your thing, like it's not mine, mid to low-rise options are great, but I always size up a size so there's extra room that creates the illusion of hips. Good styles are bootcut, cargo, or small flares. Pockets, pleats, and other details on the side are great for adding that hip volume. And experiment with finding pants with a wide waistband because it just defines the waist better than a thin one. Here are some of my favorites. Now, to avoid looking bottom heavy, we need to have a balanced volume. Skip the bodycon skirts. Instead, go for flared, peplum, bubbled, or tapered pencil skirts to create some shape. Ruffles, pleats, and belts are your best friend. And experiment with prints and textures because they're just great at adding dimension. Here are some good examples of that. Now, the right jacket should add structure and shape without overwhelming your frame. Tailored or belted styles are always a safe option for the rectangle body type. Keep collars small or potentially don't have any at all. Stay away from boxy or oversized fits. Your aim should be to create shape, not hide it. Soft fabrics like wool blends, cotton, and chiffon drape really beautifully without adding bulk. And for longer coats, belted trench coats, or any knee-length jacket with a slight flare will sculpt curves and create movement, like some of these ones. Now, I actually have two smart swaps for this body type. Number one, color blocking naturally contours the body. Darker shades around the waist or a dark belt are really effective at creating a waistline. And number two, do not underestimate a good push-up bra. By moving the bust up, you can create more length in your waistline and it can make you look inches taller, especially if you're in a low-rise pant. So this would be my outfit recommendation for the rectangle body type. Now, this one's the most well-known, the hourglass body type. This is characterized by a balanced hip and bust measurement with a defined waist. The key to dressing this shape is to enhance natural proportions without unnecessarily bulking any part. Now for tops, we just want to complement natural curves. Slightly rounded necklines like oval, deep oval, rounded, or jewel necklines. If you're plus sized or have a fuller bust, V-necks or narrow rounded necklines provide balance, coverage, and elongation. Hosiery or stretchy fabrics accentuate curves tremendously, but if you're not about that, go for knit, silk, cotton, or softer blended fabrics because they'll drape nicely over your curves. Unless you have a smaller bust, you want to avoid chest embellishments to keep the proportions balanced. Overall though, fitted tops work best to show off the waistline. Here are some great options. Now, a good tip for hourglasses is that your pants should always be balanced to your top half. A great pick is wide leg or straight leg pants that flow all the way to the floor. Slightly tapered boot cut or flared styles also work well. Mid-rise is the ideal level for the hourglass body type. Low-rise can make hips appear wider and high-rise your waist smaller. Avoid complicated embellishments or crazy patterns unless you're matching it on the top. Here are some great examples. Now for skirts, we want to highlight that waist while keeping volume at the bottom controlled. Avoid boxy, stiff, or straight cut skirts. They don't do much for your body type. Pencil skirts are a perfect match for this shape. A problem for this body type is the waist to hip measurement can be really different, so skirts with an adjustable waistband are really good for creating the perfect fit. And unlike pants, a high waist look is best for skirts, and a hemline that falls either just above the knee or just under. Now this is a body type that can really get away with a bodycon mini skirt, and you'll eat that up. Here are some good options. Now, your ideal jacket should be form-fitted and structured. Tailored, single-breasted styles. Belted jackets will always be flattering. And if belts aren't your thing, opt for jackets that cut just above your hips. And avoid drop waist or drop shoulder styles because it can mess with the balance. Like these. Now, my smart tip for the hourglass body type is when it's cold and you're layering, instead of hiding your curve, try a tucked in top to a fitted pant and a cardigan that skims your outer thighs. By doing this, we're actually drawing someone's eyes to our best points in our body. This would be the outfit I would recommend for an hourglass shape. Now, the diamond body shape is actually one of the lesser recognized body types. This is characterized by shoulders and hips of a similar width and a wider waistline. But unlike the oval shape, the widest part of the waist sits higher, so you might relate if you have flared ribs or a built upper abdominal wall. So the key to dressing a diamond shape is to elongate the torso, define the waist, and balance it out by adding volume to our shoulders and our hips. So for tops, we're really focused on creating dimension here. Draping soft fabrics will create a flattering effect. Necklines like V-neck, off the shoulder, and square necklines are really good to broaden the shoulders. Now, belting and cinching is great for creating the waistline, but on this body type, we actually want to pull it up a bit higher, under the bust. And then A-line or flared tops that fall below the hip will be really effective at elongating. Also, structured shoulders, collars, or embellishments near the collars are great at adding shape, but also drawing the eye inwards. Here are some good examples. Now, the right pant should balance the midsection and flatter the legs. Darker washes and softer denim are really good for contouring the body. To create a smooth, elongated waistline, choose simple, thin, or sleek belts, or go belt-free. Side zippers, elasticated waistbands are really good for added comfort and creating a smooth waistline. The best cuts would be palazzo, wide leg, bootleg, and flared cut. And mid-rise will be the best rise for this body type. Here are some examples. You want to choose fabrics that move with your body and aren't stiff. Now, a huge feature of the diamond body shape is your lower legs and calves. So skirts that finish just below the knee are perfect. Also, playing with asymmetrical hemlines can be great at adding movement and drawing interest to the lower body. Here are some great ones. Now, for jackets, we want to elongate the frame, define the waist, but not add any bulk. Your best length will actually be mid-hip for jackets and to your knee for coats. Soft fabrics will be much better at showing the natural body contours. A-line or straight cut jackets that gently pull in at the waist are great at creating a well-balanced silhouette. Also, single-breasted styles, collars, or ties that create that nice triangle are perfect for creating the illusion of a pulled-in, tight upper stomach. Here are some of my favorites. Now, my smart swap for the diamond body type is if you're finding that crop styles are adding bulk to your waistline, swap them for pieces that just slightly skim the hips. This would be an outfit I would wear if I had the diamond body type. And lucky last, the oval body type. Now, this is similar to the diamond with narrower shoulders and hips and a wider midsection, but the widest point on an oval body shape tends to sit lower. So our goal when dressing this body type is to elongate the torso, define and smoothen the waist, and highlight the body's natural curves. Now, with tops, we want to create length and draw attention upwards. Now, getting the correct sizing and perfect fit is essential for this body type. Good necklines include V-neck, scoop, wrap styles. Loose, flared, or cap sleeves are great at adding volume to the shoulders. Soft, drapey fabrics like jersey or lightweight knits skim and work with your body rather than against. My favorite style of top for this body type is the tunic style. These are tops that fall just below the hip bone. Honestly, I just think they're coming back in and they're really good at elongating the torso. And vertical seams, diagonal lines, prints, or patterns can also visually lengthen the body. Here are some good examples. Now, if you have an oval body type, we really want to show off those legs while balancing the midsection. Straight leg, boot cut, or slightly flared styles are great at elongating the leg line. Darker shades are best, but you can also use subtle patterns to draw interest to your legs without creating bulk. Mid-rise pants with a wider waistband and a side zipper will be your best friend. And with pockets, we want to stay away from front pockets and go for more side or back. Here are some good examples. For skirts, your best lengths will be just above the knee, knee length, or mid-calf. A-line, bias cuts, or trumpet skirts, structured yet fluid fabrics, and you want to make sure your skirt has an even weight and drape. Vertical seams, side slits, and asymmetrical hemlines are also great at adding movement and interest. Here are some good ones. Jackets should add structure while elongating the torso. Hip-length jackets are best. Vertical details like buttons or zippers that sit below the bust line are really great at enhancing curves. Simple, single-breasted blazers, open cardigans, or structured jackets with a slight nip at the waist all look great. Here are some examples. Now, my smart styling tip for this body type is utilize that bust. A well-fitted bra and a garment that cinches right under the bust can create an instantly more defined shape. And with that, this would be my outfit recommendation. Okay, wow, that was a lot. And I really hope you learned something. Remember, dressing is a way to empower and celebrate your unique body. By understanding your shape and highlighting your best features, you can feel confident and stylish every day. Remember these tips though, they're guidelines, not rules. Fashion is literally all about experimenting and making things your own. Try out different styles, have fun with your wardrobe, and honestly, just wear whatever makes you feel amazing. For my next video, I would love to give someone an actual clothing makeover. So if you live in Sydney, you don't mind being in front of the camera, and you identify with one of the body types, please comment below. I would love to give you an outfit. But thank you so much guys for watching. I hope this helped, and I'll see you next time.